Hello, everyone. You are asking Ashley. And today's question is, can men and women be friends? And I mean platonic friends. And I really want to pose this question because I have had people that I know have platonic friends that has gone bad. I was gonna say good and bad, but honestly, I don't have an example of a platonic friend going good in the sense that, they had a separate relationship and, everything was cool and their boyfriend was cool with it, or, their girlfriend, everything was cool. Usually, the people that I know that say, their friendships went well are people that are currently with their friend. So, we're going to talk about it today. So my answer to this question is simple. It's a no. And it's a no with a little asterisk because I do think there are certain scenarios, extremely rare scenarios, where a woman and a man can be platonic friends. But that is an exception to the rule. The rule is no, men and women cannot be friends. Don't play with it. Don't try it. Don't even try to, no. So I'm going to give example of me and my husband when we first were dating and we were, in a serious relationship, but not yet married. He had a female friend and I had a male friend. So let's talk about him first. His female friend, they would, and I had no issues with it initially. And then one time, because the thing about it was, to me, she would just call and interrupt what was going on with him and I, what we were doing. And the conversation she wanted to have was hours long. And I'm like, you don't have time to be on the phone with this woman for an hour long. At that time, my husband was traveling a lot, so he didn't even have a lot of time for me because he would only be in town a few days out of the week, usually the weekend. So when he's with me, it's like, this is the only time we have until we see each other in 5 days. So we don't have time for you to be on the phone with her. So that was first. And then one night, it was like 11 o'clock at night, she called him. And I'm like, red flags just thrown in the air, red flags. And apparently someone stole her car. Mind you, it wasn't like, okay, someone stole my car, can you pick me up? Either way, Uber is available. So if someone stole your car, call an Uber or call the police. What is he gonna do? It just didn't make any sense to me. So, but mind you, she lives in a different state. So even if he wanted to jump out of bed and get in the car, it wasn't even the option for him to do that. So to me, it made no sense for her to call him if your car is stolen and you need a listening ear. It just didn't make any sense. So once that happened, I had a conversation with him. I let him know it ain't happening. I'm not accepting it. I didn't say that he can't be friends with her. I just said, you gotta fall back. Like what was acceptable before you met me is now unacceptable. So he had to fall back on that. She wasn't really, happy about him falling back on that. So they eventually just stopped talking, and that was that. Which I thought was even weirder because to me as a friend, I understand that, you have this with this woman and she's important to you. So I wouldn't even think it's cool to call somebody at 11 o'clock. Apparently she was offended. That was into that. So now I'm talking about me. I had a friend, close friend. He was like my really good friend. Like I loved him. Like me and him were here. He was like there for me and stuff like that. My husband, obviously, spidey senses was going off. So, my thought was if you guys can just meet and talk man to man, he would know that, he's not checking for me. He's just a friend. It's platonic. He actually was in his own, he was married and, that was separate. But things became weird when my friend was like avoiding them, talking. Initially, my husband wanted to talk man to man. He didn't want me to be present. But when I brought that to my friend at the time, he kind of was like, I don't really know him. Like, I don't know what he's trying to do. Whatever, maybe, you don't know what he can come with the rah-rah. I get that. So I'm like, okay, I will be there. He means no harm, blah, blah, blah. So I was trying to set it up. And then he was like, well, I want my wife to come. And it was odd because previously I wanted us to go on a double date, but he was like blowing me off. So it's like now when it's time to talk, you know, with him man to man, you want to bring your wife. And my husband, when I told my husband that, he was like, no, he was over it. He felt it was like a deflection. And he was like, oh, well, my wife got to work this day, because at that time, his wife was working like a 9 to 5. And me and my husband, like we had a more flexible schedule. So we were able to meet during the day. And again, my husband was traveling every now and again. So it was just easier for him and my husband and me to meet because we didn't have, you know, the conventional 9 to 5 and she did. So he felt like it was a deflection. And he made a clear cut. He got to go. And because I love my husband and, you know, I wanted a husband, you know, I had to end that friendship. And it was so sad to me. And I still feel kind of sad about it because it's like, dang, like that was really my good friend. Like he supported me. But at the end of the day, I understood where my husband was coming from. And honestly, even if I didn't, because initially I thought he was bugging, but even if I didn't understand where he was coming from, that's my husband at the end of the day. And that's the person, you know, that I'm having my children with, the person I love. And, you know, I have to always side with him. So that was that. So that's just basically summing up how friendships and again, these are platonic friendships. Like we never did anything, you know, never crossed the line, never like nothing. And, you know, it wasn't working. So a lot of times with you, I'm speaking to somebody, it's people that you fooled around with. Maybe you fooled around with in high school and now you're in your 30s and you're like, oh, that's my best friend. No, that is not your friend. That's someone who's waiting in the wings, in the bushes, waiting for that moment, that just to pounce when you're sad or you're mad with your boyfriend and they're able to get you, you know, comfortable and they're able to get you in the bed. So let's stop, ladies. Let's be smarter than that. No, you cannot be friends. Now, I'm going to talk about the exceptions. So let's go back to the rule. If you slept with them, ever kissed them, did anything like that, he cannot be your friend now or never. It's cool when you just, you know, whatever. But my advice to you, before you get serious in a relationship, cut them out. Because a man will see that friend as a threat and he'll fall back. Because some men just they not about it. They not about, you know, going back and forth with you about, oh, you need to get rid of him. They gonna give a little spidey senses and go about their business or put you in that zone where, oh, she's just a situationship. So don't let a friend block your blessings, okay? If that's somebody that you want to be with, that somebody's your husband and your friend is just a friend, you gotta let the friend go. And I understand, listen, I was that person, like A1 since day one, loyalty, they've been here for me. And a lot of people say this, they was there before you, they're gonna be there after you. If you're going into a marriage like that, they were here before you and they're gonna be here after you, that means you planning for a divorce. And that means you don't got no business getting married. If this is your husband, your forever person, then that friend needs to understand. And honestly, as a friend, you understand if they truly love you and want the best for you. They know they got to fall back, period. We can't be talking and whatever like we used to talk or we used to hang out. We can't do that no more. And they understand that if they give you pushback, then they trying to be in the bushes when something happens. And okay, so let's go back to the exception to the rule. Now, the exception is if it's like, and even this sometimes goes left, because I'm gonna tell you a story I heard about this. Now, if it's like a couple friend, like we all friends, like he friends with my husband, I'm friends with him, I'm friends with his wife, we all friends together, we go on vacation together, then that may work. Because it's like a group situation, like he come over and your husband's there and they hang out, you hang out, that could work. Now, again, that's a rare, it's still rare, but it could work. Now, let me tell you where it didn't work. So, I think I was watching Oprah back when she had a show, not the network. But anyway, I was watching Oprah, and why the husband and the wife, it was a group friends. They went on vacation. Their kids was close. They was on soccer team together. They friends for years. It was like 10 plus years. Why they was cheating on each other. One of the husband and wife cheating on each other. The other spouse did not know. And then they get a divorce, and guess what? They get married. So now your best friend, husband is it's just a mess. It's a mess, and it happens. People get so comfortable because you understand your friend. You tell them, you give them everything. You tell them your thoughts, your dreams, your goals, everything. And they start to learn you. And even if they don't have a malicious intent in the beginning, they're just, absorbing that information. You're just like growing a bond, like just naturally. Like you just know so much. You know when they laugh, you know when they cry, you just know how to soothe them. You know them so well. It's a bond, and sometimes that bond can get a little blurry, and that platonic friend bond becomes something more. So that's what you want to stay away from. So me personally today, I do not have male best friends. Now I have associates. Yeah, we cool. And even within those associates, it's really through my husband. I'm not talking to no man on no phone, just shooting the breeze about my day, my feelings, and this, and how I'm stressing. No, that's what I have my husband for. That's my best friend, and vice versa. He not on the phone with no woman talking about, this is stressing me out. No, he has a wife. He has me. He calls me. And if he don't want to talk to me, if I'm getting on his nerve, he got his mama. He got his cousins. So he don't need to be calling no friend, period. And that's what that's what I think about it. And that's what you need to think about it. And if you don't think about it, tell me in the comments. I want you guys to like. I want you guys to subscribe so I can see you next time. You're alerted when I upload another video. And tell me in a comment if you do not agree, if you have a friend, or if you do agree and you had a friend and now you're with them. I want to know. Talk to me. All right, that's it, you guys, for Asking